Okay, fantastic. So my name is Sheilah Cherono. I am a PhD student at North Carolina A&T University. Soon, very, very soon, I'm defending in a month. So pray for me, guys. And I also happen to serve as the vice president of the KESID organization. I'd like to welcome everybody. Today, we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about, it's like almost a free session where we'll talk about our social wellness, and we will also network, get to know each other, get to know who is among us, how are we doing, like in this era of so many uncertainties. So we're going to catch up. I hope it's going to be a fun moment for all of us. Today, we are fortunate enough to have, or blessed to have, two speakers. One of our speaker is Dr. Janet. I'm not sure how to pronounce the second one, and I don't want to.
Mbaha.
Mbaha Zaneski. She is the she's the lecturer at Alabama A&M University. And congratulations, I saw your award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then we also have Lumbasi.
Sharon.
Yes.
She's an associate professor, so let's make that right.
Oh.
Not a lecturer, she's an associate professor. Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It still takes me time to bring the Kenyan way of saying things. Associate professor.
I understand.
Yeah. And we also have education attaché from the Kenyan Embassy in DC, Lumbasi Bartholomew. I hope I'm saying that right. We'll get to interact to them, and we're really grateful for taking your time to be with us and to attend this meeting with us. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and Professor Jerono, do you have something to say before I go ahead and welcome Lumbasi?
Let's go ahead and have Triza start us off with a word of prayer.
Okay, thank you.
All right, welcome everyone. Let's take a moment and pray. Mighty and everlasting Father, thank you. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for the gift of health. Thank you for the moment that you get to share on this Zoom meeting. Father, I'm inviting you to be part of this. God, I'm praying that you open our hearts, our ears, so that the lessons and even the interaction that we have in alliance with your will for us and in your word for us. God, we welcome you and we invite you. I pray for each and every person that is in this meeting. Father, may you meet them at their every point of need. And it is in the mighty name of Jesus we pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before I go ahead, I forgot. I'd like to mention, introduce the leadership team for the KESID team who are here with us today. Just say hi and say your name and what position are you playing. I almost forgot that. So
okay.
Yep,
okay, I'll start us off. Just to keep it quick, my name is Triza Onbewa. I am a graduate student at Indiana University. I'm currently a PhD student with a research focus in media law and policy and a bit of public affairs and policy communication. I also happen to serve as the current president of Kenyan students in Diaspora. Feel free to reach out in case you need any guidance or networking.
All right. Do we have any other? I see Elizabeth. Are you in here? Elizabeth? Okay, looks like. Any other leadership team, KESID leadership team? All right. So it looks like they'll come on later. Okay, so before we start, I would like to mention that we have a survey going on right now. We have been posting it in the groups. We are collecting some information about participation in KESID community. So we encourage you as much as possible to feel and share with everyone else. Feel the link is posted on the messages. So if you can please complete the survey, we will really appreciate it. Thank you in advance. And if you really have questions, I'm going to mute somebody. Sorry about that. Somebody is not unmuted. Okay, muted. All right. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead. I'll go ahead and invite the Attaché from the Kenyan Embassy, Lumbasi. Please welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sheilah and Professor Jerono for inviting me from the Kenya Embassy. And I'm also proud of our guest keynote speaker today. And the subject at hand is very timely, and the issues that affect all of us who are living in the diaspora, and also because of the many changes that are going on around us. As you heard, my name is Lumbasi Bartholomew. I serve at the Embassy of Kenya, Washington, D.C. as an education attaché. And previously back in Nairobi, I was serving as the head of the directorate in the policy making for the education sector that engaged also with the bilateral partnerships and promotion of Kenya's interests within the Eastern and African region in general. So my passion of being here is because of why we exist as an embassy. Our greatest vision is to be a model embassy in the foreign missions. And as you are aware, what rotates around the whole world is based on what we do. So why we are here is because we have to protect the interests of Kenya in terms of economic, in terms of social, and in terms of securing our interests as our nation, our sovereignty. And we have to do this in collaboration with the United States of America as our strongest partner. So my role actually entails education diplomacy, and in education diplomacy that focuses on both cultural, scientific. So we exist to see into it that one, we look at education as the power that will unlock the mobility of you as of all of us as people, so that we are able to move and one thrive with our whole full potential, because we are able, through what we have acquired from school, either through study, the way most of you have come here today, through research programs, we acquire skills, and by so doing, we transit to the world of work. And as we do that, we're able to contribute strategically to the well-being of economies and the changes that go on that are driven either by technology or scientific research innovations that emerge. Another thing that we exist specifically is because of the welfare of the students, and I'm glad that here today we are having a subject that is put at hand, and I want to communicate that one, you can reach out to us when you have got one, when you are celebrating your achievements, and two, just in case you get and you are stranded and you are in an emergency state, try to reach out to us at the embassy. We will be able to come in and support you. We used to have some funding some time back, but this funding, because of the competing needs, has shrunk, and we no longer provide the funds that we used to provide to the students. But we are here. We are saying that when you are in an emergency state, kindly come so that we can be able to raise our voice. We can be able to step forward and see what we can do through the State Department of Diaspora and at our embassy in terms of maybe travel documents. If you have lost them, we should be able to assist you to get the documents. At the embassy, we issue the visa, we issue the passport, we renew the passports. So you should never be stranded of what we are doing at the embassy. The other thing is that I know there are many students also who transit into marriage. Also, you should not be stranded over that. We should be able to come to the embassy. We should be able to facilitate through the immigration and the provision of the consular services, see the assistance that we have. And in the process, also you get children. We need to document these children as Kenyans. So you should also be able to do that. But the other big reason why we exist is because of scientific collaborations, and we look forward that through your networks, you link us with your heads of department or the schools where you are and the leadership of the university so that we can come there. You know where we've come from. We need these research collaborations, and we need them because one, through these collaborations, we are able to share knowledge and be able to also give opportunity for other Kenyans to come and make contributions, share facilities. And through this, we are able to unlock the big potential in our country. So we are looking forward for this so that we can be able to discuss, to look for research assistant positions, graduate assistant positions, as well as for the scholarships. So that is mainly what we do. But I'm very, very passionate that we'll also promote our cultural exchange. I'm looking forward that one day we have a big forum for sports and cultural event so that we can able to project and enhance the position of Kenya to be viewed as a country to be. You can also organize for exchange programs where we can have students either from Kenya or other countries be our ambassadors so that we can take them home as our tourists. And through this integration, we're able to have even solid collaborations in terms of trade, and that is going to help us to improve. I think in the interest of time for today, allow me to end it there, and if there will be questions, I will stay online and we continue to collaborate. I know it is wherever you are, whether you are within the US or you are beyond the US, if offices are not there, we are here to serve you. Kindly reach out to us and be able to link you up to those particular offices. Thank you so much. And I'm proud of this leadership of KESID for organizing this particular meeting, for inviting us. And I want to look forward for the key information that will come out of our keynote address. Thank you so much, Professor Cherono and the team. And God bless you.
Thank you so much, Lumbasi. We really appreciate it. And as you heard, everyone, please reach out if you need any assistance from the embassy. We are so honored to have Lumbasi with us all the time. And they just came to North Carolina last week, and they were here for like 3 days. And people were able to renew their passports, all the help that was required, their IDs. So we are grateful for that kind of support that we have from the embassy. I'll now go ahead and welcome Dr. Janet.
Sharon,
Welcome. Yes.
before Janet speaks, I just want to thank, please allow me to thank
Yes.
Mr. Lumbasi. Mr. Lumbasi, I've known him in Kenya. He's one of those people who really supported us when we had collaborations, when we visited the Ministry of Education. So Mr. Lumbasi, I'm so grateful that they sent the right person to us, somebody who is very connected, very passionate about education. And also I came to know Lumbasi through, I call him my brother-in-law. So it's an honor to have you. We are very humbled and honored to have you, and we look forward to working together. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Jerono.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Lumbasi has posted our email address at the chat area. So please, if you need that, note down if you need any assistance and you need to reach out. Today is a networking session. So we are networking, we are exchanging contacts, and anybody who needs help, we are here to assist. So let's go ahead and hear from Dr. Janet. Welcome, Karibu.
Asante. Good evening, and ladies and gentlemen, professors, our guest of honor, Lumbasi, our educational attaché. Would like we are very happy about you being able to attend this forum. And for some reason, I thought you are a co-presenter. So I thought you're going to be here and present with us. But looks like the whole session is for me. So I'm just going to share something with you because the topic that you selected to speak about, social wellness, is coming at the right time, at a time where there are so many issues in this world that we have to be concerned with. But I'm grateful to the leadership of KESID and especially Dr. Jerono Rotich, who thought of this idea sometime back 2019 or 2020 and just ran away with it. I don't think you ever dreamt about it, but for some reason you came up with this idea and you're able to bring the students together. And one thing that I keep saying is that I wish at a time when I was in school, I would have had a similar forum to just help support me through the journey that I was walking as an international student in the USA, as a student that had come with children, and I was here. And therefore, there were so many challenges that we really have to walk. And I'm sure that I think those of us that have been here should be able to write a story about our journey in the USA, our journey as students, and up to where we are as students and also as professors, because it would be a powerful tool that you can actually be able to draw from when you are living in diaspora. So, social wellness. Now, when I came to the USA in 2008, I came as a graduate student at the University of Georgia. And I got to meet international students. And the first story I'm going to tell you is about Ross. Ross was a PhD student at the University of Georgia. I think she had come a year before me. So when I got here, we got chatting one time because she had left a family in Tanzania, and I also had a family. So we had some common things to talk about, because you leave your children, you leave your husband, and you come to the US and you're supposed to focus. So one of the things that Rose shared with me, a story that she shared with me during her first year and first semester at the University of Georgia, having left her two beautiful girls and husband in Tanzania, was that she would get stressed because she would go back to her apartment after classes and is looking at the four walls. There are four walls that she has to speak to because she had not made friends in the USA. She was supposed to go to school and come back to the apartment and just be able to ensure that all is well. She's speaking with her children. She's crying. She is experiencing things in class, and she is crying, and she has no one to talk with. So she said it was kind of traumatizing. And whenever I think of Dr. Rose Upo, I think she's a department chair or a dean in the University of Dar es Salaam right now. But it was a journey that was, those experiences were traumatizing for her and very emotional. And, she was thinking about her children that were still in primary school, and she is away there going through some stuff, and she was never there. She was not there to be able to hold them and assure them that all will be well. That is the journey in diaspora. Now, next comes Janet here. I'm sure you're seeing my screen, right? I've shared something, a picture.
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, I'm sitting on that bench. That is a very symbolic photo, because I just had to sit on that bench that is at the Botanical Garden in Georgia, University of Georgia, Athens Botanical Gardens. I think that is, or Georgia Botanical Garden, that's what it's called. So on this day, I was graduating in December 2012. And I'm sitting on this bench. Why? It's because in the period between 2010 and 2010 to 2012 were very traumatizing for me. Because I was in class, I had taken my comprehensive exams, took time to write them. When I submitted them, I was told that I had failed and I needed to retake them. So I'm writing again. And the supervisor was tough. So she's so tough. And for some reason, I don't even know the genesis of that issue, because yes, I was told that I had failed, but when you look at it, you couldn't really pinpoint on what I had failed, because our comprehensive exams were that you're given questions, you go research, and then you just submit the paper. So when I received that, I was so stressed out. And I'm sitting in the library, I'm writing, I'm reading all the books. And at some point, the person is sending, my supervisor is sending a message and asking and telling me, I need that paper on my desk tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. I'm scratching my head and I'm wondering, where am I going wrong? Because to me, I had followed all the research protocols and I knew that I had done a good job. But I'm being told, you've not done it right, you have to repeat. I'm asking, can I go and talk to the other members of this committee so that I really know exactly where I'm going wrong? And I'm told, no, you cannot contact them. So I leave the library would close at 2 a.m. I leave the library, I go home, and it's actually Tuesday when I'm supposed to be submitting that paper by 10 a.m. And I feel like I've not had any progress. I've written, but I'm not sure, because, the seed of doubt had been planted in me. I knew I was brilliant. But of course, when the supervisor is telling you that you've not done it right, when you're a PhD student or a master's student, remember you're writing for that professor. It's not your work. You're writing for them. You can put aside yours and be able to refer to it later and publish from that. So I'm sitting in my apartment and I'm so depressed. A friend happened to come into the room. And when she walked into the room, she found that I had papers on the floor. My children had gone to school because I had two here that were in high school. So she finds the papers are strewn all over the floor and she's asking me what's going on. And I'm like, Charity, I've been told that I've not done well, failed. Then she looks at my mouth, it's dry. My eyes were red short. I think I had been crying and I had not slept. So they were all marks of stress. And I'm just sitting there like a zombie. I'm not doing anything. So Charity comes, have you eaten? Then I'm like, I can't even remember whether I've eaten or not. So what she did is that she decided to make some scrambled eggs for me. And she forced me to take the meal and then got into her car and we drove to the botanical garden. And on this bench, she sat with me. She spoke with me. She tried to encourage me. She prayed with me. She called her mother in Kenya. The mother prayed for me. And up to today, I consider her a prayer warrior. And this paper was supposed to be at 10 a.m., submitted at 10 a.m. We are in the botanical garden at 10 a.m. And Charity decides that she is praying. Charity prayed, and she told her mother to pray. And they said they were going to bind everything and make sure that when the professor comes, by the time she gets to the office, the paper will be there. And after that conversation, I went back to the room, and I think in 2 hours, I was able to fix what needed to be fixed, and I submitted the paper. By the time I submitted it at around 4:40 p.m., the professor came to the office at 5 p.m., and she found that I had submitted. I had my community, a community that supported me. It was a tough journey. I had left a very good job in Kenya at Kabarak University. I was in the USA, and the prospects of not accomplishing the purpose for which I came here was just, it was just enormous. I couldn't imagine myself not going back to Kenya without having gotten a degree. That is in 2011. So throughout the journey, there was a lot of challenges and all that obstacles placed in my way. But I had community around me that I knew I could go to and be able to get the kind of support. So you'll find that I don't have a picture of Charity, but this is one of my other friends that was also a very strong support system. She's currently in Iowa working with John Deere, and her journey has also been interesting, but not to the extent that mine was, but she's always been there with me. I thank Miss Charity Wamboi Kavanaugh. She's loving, love, and what she calls herself a love and relationship coach. You can find her on Facebook. She does a good job. We've kept in touch, and I'm grateful that she was there for me at a time when I thought, the floor below me was falling. So that is one of the stories of my journey as a student in University of Georgia. The other one is called, I think I'm going to share my PowerPoints that I prepared for you. Let's see if I have them. The other PowerPoints, the other story I have is known as, I call it Grade C. I call it Grade C because that is also another story that I've had to endure. So Grade C is where I'm in class, international student, my accent is different, and I have this professor, he was kind of like 80 years old and had grown in the South. And I submit paper in a class, I think was motor learning. So on assignment, I submit to him. He's supposed to read the assignment and give you feedback so that you can be able to write a final paper. So I submit the paper, and once I've submitted the paper, it comes back to me and it's like, very good. So I know I've done good. So now go submit the final paper. I submit the very paper because the feedback that was there was not constructive at all. It was just very good. It's not like, okay, very good, but maybe you need to fix this and that. You know, those of you in teacher education, it has to be constructive feedback. It didn't happen, but instead it was just very good. So I know I've done an excellent job. Na ninajipongeza kwa kazi yangu. So having done that, I submit the paper, and when the paper came back, that paper is coming back, and you know what? It had a lot of red marks. It had a lot of red marks. And in that class, I scored a C. I scored a letter C. So the journey of an immigrant student, especially when you are at a school, you know, in any environment, you know, there are challenges that you really have to face. And as you know, some of the challenges is just a language barrier or stereotypes that you're going to face the moment you arrive in that school or in that class. So before I talk about stress and then the social wellness, which are kind of interrelated, could you please just in the chat, if you can, you take about a minute, let's list some of the things that we are kind of facing and are stressful to our lives right now. We are all students, and even those that are not students, please write something in the chat so that we can be able to see what we have, because we are all walking this journey at a tough time, especially in this country. Sheilah, are you looking at the chats? Are we having any chats?
Yes.
Are we having anyone? You know, are they coming in?
You can also write to me privately if you don't want to post it in public.
Yeah.
I'll paste it on your behalf. Okay, we have weather. We have balancing school and family demands alone. Student loans, managing finances plus black tax. Keep them coming in. We have overwhelming workload, racial discrimination at work, missing my mom and siblings who are back in Kenya, fellow immigrants, accent and its associated self-esteem. Yeah, that's a big one for me too. Getting funding. Someone says missing ugali and mursik. Interesting. Ugali, yeah. All right. We have quite a number of them have come in.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I can be able to do this. Okay, so let me just reduce that. I want to be able to look at my presentation because I've realized I wanted to share, but the mode of sharing is just wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm not able to. Okay.
Okay, while you do that, I can still keep reading
Yeah, please read them.
Somebody said, raising children and going to school as an international student. Okay.
Okay.
Getting funding, having to prove myself, having to work twice as hard compared to people who belong here. Keep them coming, we'll discuss about it. For me, it's having to study here and take care of my daughter who is back in Kenya. It's really hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
Loneliness and dating. Ooh, wow. Culture difference. Culture differences, that's a big one. Oh yeah, culture differences. Keep them coming, keep them coming. They say a problem shared is a half solved. Okay, good. All right.
Okay, so let's go on. I think you've captured most of the stuff that I had. And one of the ones that I've not seen is visa related.
Mm-hmm.
Visa related is something that you really have to, that is stressing a majority of the students right now and anyone that has that immigrant tag. So you find that that is stressing a lot because there is the fear of being separated from family, the fear of just being caught and you don't know, nobody knows where you've been taken to. So that is causing a lot of issues. And as you gathered that, we can write it down. If you can be able to write down and gather that, I think we can always be able to discuss that. Loneliness has been captured, classwork and academics. Please don't, classwork and academics. And then there is culture and cultural differences that was captured. In my case, I've talked about teacher-student conflicts, advisors and supervisors. What kind of relationship are you having with them? Then the cost of living. I'm sure majority of you are stressed out because right now the prices of things are high, but we are supposed to still survive in the same economy. So you find that that in itself is stressful. School fees. How do you pay for your fees? Are you able to get a loan? And again, somebody said, quickly put, black tax. How do we handle it? Because all of these issues that are stressing you are the ones that are actually affecting the social health. And one of the forgotten issues is domestic violence. That one is alive, it is real, and it affects students as it affects those of us that are already working and have been here for a long time. Because I've dealt with domestic violence even among my own students who are from the USA. So visa related. And then we move on to how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? What are the effects of those issues on your health? Can we look at you typing there again? How are those issues affecting your health?
Keep them coming. You can still private message me.
Yeah.
Post on your behalf. Yeah, while we wait for that, there is also the issue of having to live with roommates,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with roommate conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
Stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody mentioned stressed and anxious.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have, keep going. Can you read them very quickly? I see we have very few minutes.
Yeah, we do
I
have.
thought we had a whole hour. Yeah.
It goes really fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have constantly exhausted. We
Mhm.
have stress and anxiety, high blood pressure. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the ones that I've gotten so far, you know. Okay.
Yeah, high blood pressure. That's also one of the issues I caught as a student. I started experiencing that.
Yeah.
Do we have more?
No.
Okay, yeah. So anxiety, depression, fear of deportation, low self-esteem, and especially when it comes to language. Personally, I used to find it so hard to even make a call, like where you have to call to receive or to describe something, because guys will be going like, oh, what did you say? And all that. So there's also behavioral problems that can come out of this, and then isolation. And this can lead to mental health issues. And we've seen increasing number of, especially immigrants. There are those ones who are dying. We've seen a lot of cases of people losing their lives. We've seen cases where they are lost, they disappear, and their families are looking for them. Recently, we saw a case. I was reading this morning on Kwitu. Kwitu is a group for women. And somebody was sharing about their brother died, and for 6 years, the family was not informed. The brother died in the USA. For 6 years, the family was not informed. The lady just found out this year or last year when she came to live to the USA. So when we are looking at social wellness, just be aware that we have so many dimensions of health, which include physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, uh, uh, environmental, occupational. Occupational, you are thinking of, the kind of job you're supposed to work, what is your career opportunities, what are the resources, and how can you be able to get that? Then we have financial issues, financial dimension of health. So we have the physical, which is the body, move your body, eat well, sleep well. And then emotional, you need to laugh, ask for help, gratitude, kind, and be kind to yourself. And then intellectual, open-minded, read, research, and attend conferences. Then spiritual, we have meditation, inner self, uh, uh, thinking of, being able to reflect on the inner self, and then travel, and then ask yourself, who are you? And then environmental, recycling, enjoying nature, and plugging from technology, having the lights off in your house so that you're saving on that. So you're aware of awareness about the environment. Then financial, budget goals, addressing financial problems, because one of the things that you are likely to fall into the temptation is to get that credit card and just use it like there is no tomorrow. So with social wellness, it's about maintaining healthy relationship, being able to know and maintain boundaries. So when we are talking about healthy relationship, you need to know about what kind of community do you have? What kind of relationships have you developed? Then social support. For social wellness, ensure that you have social support. Join groups. Join groups where you are living. Join groups with those ladies that are doing CNA work. Not look down upon them and say, I'm doing a PhD and I cannot join those groups. Those are the real social support that will provide you with tips on how to survive in the USA, because some have been here 20 years, 50 years, and so on. Then there is community engagement. Please volunteer, because volunteering is one of the ways that you can be able to actually secure a job. My daughter did that. She was a student here in the USA. She's been an active member of this KESID, sometimes on and off. But one time she was searching for a job in Alabama she couldn't get. She went to Georgia to visit her then boyfriend and decided to go and visit, goes to an organization, United States Department of Agriculture. She went there to volunteer because she was stressed out on not getting a job. She had been searching, applying, but their opportunities were not coming because you're an immigrant and you don't have the work permits. So she went and volunteered for the USDA, but instead of being given a volunteer work, it just happened that there was a position that her credentials actually fitted. So she was able to be employed by that group on a fellowship that I think she was on for about 3 years or 4 years. Then communication, please participate and engage in active listening. Do not think or ever imagine that you're the one who knows everything. Open those communication channels. Let people be able to listen to people and learn from them, and only speak when you know that you can be able to speak right and you're communicating right. Then adaptability. Kuna mtu hapa amesema they are missing their murusik and ugali. So be able to adapt, because as soon as you adapt, then you'll be able to live a life where your health, your dimension of health is healthy. So when it comes to adaptability, we are talking about food and lifestyle. Because when you come here, please don't forget, I've seen those that come to the US and they decide, I'm not going to communicate with the Kenyans. Watu wako na fitina nyingi. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to listen with them. I don't want to communicate with them. Adaptability is very important. Then reflect on yourself and ask yourself, what are your social needs? What can I improve on? So with social wellness, we really have to think about those. And my final point is about you guys. When we talk about social wellness, we've seen how that interaction of, social wellness and mental health and stress are interrelated. So the most important thing is that you need to know about the existing resources. What resources are available for mental health? Get to know your school, because schools and institutions of learning have a lot of resources that you can always utilize for your wellness and mental health. Then the community. In what community do you live? What activities are there for you to take up? So join those tennis groups, join those pickleball. Pickleball is now big. Go and play. Go to church. Go into that Kenyan community. In Athens, Georgia, we used to have one where at the end of the year we'd go there. It's a group of students and community members, Kenyans that have lived there for a long time, would have the end of year party and would just go there and we are dancing, eating, and feeling good. And we always looked forward to that. So the state resources are also available. Just be aware. And as I said again, KESID is a great resource. There are people here that you can network with, and you can be able to network with and be aware of that. And when networking, let me advise you, you should know, ask yourself, what are my goals? Who do I want to network with? What kind of connection am I looking for? How do I ensure the connections are meaningful? And what channels do I use for networking? That's the end of my presentation. Are there any questions?
And keep the questions coming. You can also send it on the chat, or you can private message me on the questions also. Thank you so much, Dr. Janet. While we are waiting for questions, I would like to just add on one thing that I am big on is drugs and alcohol. I have seen so many people end up in drugs and alcohol here in the US because the availability is kind of, there. So please be careful. It sounds common knowledge to tell people not to get into drugs and alcohol, but I've seen so many students get into drugs and alcohol and end up in very bad situations. So while you're trying to combat your issues and your loneliness, please don't get into drugs and alcohol. I mean, alcohol, unaweza onja kidogo kidogo, lakini drugs, they really mess up with your head. Okay, I see. Is that okay, thanks, Janet. Please share some of the strategies you used yourself to overcome challenges at UGA.
One of the ones that I've mentioned, thank you for that question, President Choti. One of the ones that I've mentioned was having this community of friends. So I had that group. I had those ones that I call my warriors, prayer warriors. And I had those that would actually just pop into my house and be able to talk to me. And within the community, I also had a friend, she's still there. Unfortunately, she has some lung cancer, but I still maintain a relationship with her. She's 70 years old, and I consider her the mama. I look at her as my sister, my big sister. And her home is like my ushago. I tell her when I'm in the USA, that's my ushago. I can go there, I can visit with her, and I can be able to talk. And I've formed friends where I'm able to, whom I'm able to talk with freely. So I can be able to tell them each and everything, because what kills most of us is that we want to keep information to ourselves. And we are like, if I discuss maybe my marriage, it's embarrassing. It isn't. You're walking through a journey. And sometimes you have to say it, because when you say it to somebody, you'll be able to get help. So please open that. Another thing is that I was free. I managed to be free with the department chair. And I spoke with the department chair, and I said that I'm not telling him to reprimand the professor. Rather, I just wanted him to be able to know what's going on. And that was able to really help me, because at a time, one of the solutions that the department chair wanted was for me to be able to change my advisors. It was 2011, and I'm not going to change the advisor because I've gone too far in the program. I needed to graduate in 2011. But changing an advisor would mean maybe they have to start over looking at my proposal and everything before they can be able to understand. And maybe it would have prolonged to another 2 years. So resilience, because I just told myself, there is no way I can come from Kenya and go back without a PhD. So I had to keep pushing. You cry, you wipe your tears, and you keep going. And you have to prove to them, that you can do it. And I stayed with the professor. And the good thing about the USA is that we have systems that work in the universities, and you can get that protection. So I told them, don't let the professor know. And the chairperson said he won't. But at the same time, he also just told me that he was watching. And I was able to get scholarships that If I had relied on the supervisor, I would not have gotten those scholarships. So speak, find somebody that you can be able to speak. So those are some of the strategies I used.
Thank you so much. In the interest of time, we will take one more question and then we will wrap it up. The other question is, as you mentioned, volunteering and work, how does one navigate from having a student visa to working, since some of us are here with student visas?
Thank you so much.
That's from Nancy.
Yeah, thank you so much. And there is a process. There is a process that you can be able to go through. Dr. Jerono, would you like to help me? You know, I've been having bronchitis and speaking, you know, the voice disappears.
Actually, thank you, Janet. And I'm going to ask, we have other KESID leaders, board members who can assist. Yeah. Thank you again, Janet, and we'll get back to your question. Janet is one of our board members. We have Dr. Acheng, who is also here. Feel free to say something. And then we have Dr. Muchai. And we also have Dr. Choti, who is a KESA president. So any of those members, and if I missed you, feel free to chime in and share your thoughts and your experiences. Thanks again, Janet. Can you repeat that question again?
So it says, as you mentioned about volunteering and work, how does one navigate from having a student visa to working, since some of us are here with student visas?
Okay, I'm gonna share that, and then I'll let my colleagues, leaders share. From again, at this time and era, with all the stuff, with all the policies and the politics that is going on, stay on campus. I worked on campus. I used to work in the dining during the day. I used to volunteer in different departments. I worked in the cafeteria. I worked in the library. So keep your volunteering and keep your work within the campus where you are allowed to work. Do not, at this point in time, don't risk doing anything that is illegal or that is not part of your allowed within given your visa status. So yes, I worked on campus, worked in the cafeteria. In fact, it was so cool because I used to come in between like 12 to 4 p.m. so that way I could eat free lunch and free dinner before I go home. And then in the summer, I used to clean the dormitories. You know, when students leave, I used to clean the dorms. That way, I remember in the summer when students leave, they used to leave a lot of things. So that's how I was able to get my supplies for the next semester, leftover clothes, leftover anything. So that's how we were able to sustain ourselves. Again, stay within the legal framework. I think we've had our attorney tell us this over and over again. This is not the time to take chances or anything. Stay legal, do the right thing. My colleagues can chime in.
Yeah, I can say something briefly. On top of that, yes.
Please introduce yourself for those who don't know you, and as you speak.
Okay, yeah, my name is Patrick Ochieng. I am Associate Professor of Chemistry and Biochemistry at Oakwood University, which is in Alabama. So I'm one of the board members too. So to help answer the question, I think there are two parts of the question. So what you can do while you are still a student and what you can do as you transition out of being a student. So let me address the first and the second briefly. So while you are a student, you are always given an opportunity to work on campus, like Professor Jerono has said. So take advantage of that opportunity, okay? The other opportunity that many people may not be aware of is check with your international student office if you can qualify for CPT. So there's a way, CPT is more like if your program requires internship outside your institution, then your international student's office can work with you to help you acquire the CPT. CPT gives you authorization to work in specific places outside of your university, but related to your practicum, to what you are training to do. Okay, so those are the wiggle room things you can do while you are still a student. As you transition out from being a student, especially about 3 to 4 months before you graduate, make sure you apply for OPT. OPT is just practical training. You know, that practical training, it's still there. So you have 1 year to work, an initial 1 year, depending on whether or not you are a STEM graduate. So you have that opportunity to work. Please, I always recommend for everybody to just apply for that OPT, because you never know. You may need it, you may not need it. There are people who are applying to pursue their further graduate school. What if you are not accepted? Okay, so OPT is probably always going to help you stay in status. So that's something that you make sure you do. I personally pursued OPT twice. After my master's, I had an OPT. After my PhD, I had an OPT. I actually had it extended to a STEM OPT. And through that, I got an H-1B. And from H-1B, I got a green card. And from green card, eventually, I became a citizen. So it's a long process, but all of us have gone through it. And I just want to encourage you to stay focused, do not disobey any laws. Just stay focused and everything will work out. It may be a sacrifice to begin with, but I do assure you that it pays off. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Do we have any other person comment?
Yeah, I wanted to add something small to what Patrick said. Patrick, you didn't talk about the national interest waiver green card.
Yes, I didn't talk about that, even though I did it. So I am. That's the initial phase. So I say for someone who is just leaving the institution, the interest, if you have a master's or a doctorate, that's when it applies. But I recognize that not everybody may even have the credentials to apply for that. So it's an option for those who are qualified. Anybody who wants to have that conversation, I can help them. I recently helped someone who submitted. I can talk, and I think I'm talking to a few people here to do that. Thank you for reminding me that.
Yeah, it's very important for everyone to know, even if you think it's not your time to apply for the national interest waiver green card, but it's good to know, like Patrick's there, and like you can also reach out to me if you need more information. Thank you.
Right. Okay. So we're really
Dr.
like...
Choti, you didn't introduce yourself for those who don't know you.
Oh, yeah. My name is
And tell us about the
Choti.
conference.
I'm the current president of KESA, the Kenya Scholars and Studies Association. I am Associate Professor of African Languages at Michigan State University, where I received my PhD from in 2015 in linguistics. This year's conference is taking place in Orlando, Florida, in September, the first week of September, 3rd to 6th. But the conference days for sure will be 4th and 5th, but we encourage people to arrive 1 day before the conference talks and also 1 day after the end. If you need more information, kesa.org, you can get more details. Talking about the conference, I know it's very hard for students, but let me tell you, go to the website and submit an abstract and learn how to write a conference abstract. I had to read abstracts. I had to teach myself how to write a conference abstract. When it is accepted, even if you don't have the funds, put it on your CV. Talks accepted. It's great. And you never know. Somebody might come from somewhere and say, here's some funding for students who might want to attend the conference. So do it, submit, and reach out. Even if, for example, I'm a professor, if you really don't have student registration, I will not just reach out to me. I used to be sponsored too. So be ambitious, be aggressive in getting these opportunities and in getting some of these opportunities. That's what I can say, Professor Jerono, for now, for the interest of time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, Prof.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Choti. Prof, just 1 minute. I wanted to mention something, to take a moment of silence. We lost a student sometime about a month or 2 months ago. His name was Eric Munene Njue. He was a student at Oregon, and he was a member of KESID and also KESA. So I just wanted to take a moment of silence and just remember him, just a minute, just to remember him.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll give it back to Dr. Cherono for the final words, and then we will close it with a word of prayer. Oh, Mr. Lumbasi, do you have something?
Yeah.
I see your hand up. Okay, thank you.
Yes, yeah. I just wanted to once more just say thank you. I think this is a very good session, and I think, Sheilah, you're doing a good job. And I think all the leadership here, Professor Choti, Jerono, Janet, and Patrick, you really come in handy to really bring this information to the knowledge of the students and all of us, and you are making my work more easy. So I think there's a time I visited I visited Texas, and we had also some lengthy discussion with Dr. Bore and some other members. And I think you can leave a legacy, Jerono, that we would like to document. One, looking at the way we transit to the US. When we come to Kenya, I've looked at it even at the embassy. We don't have resources or materials or an information handbook to induct students at this particular level, maybe at institution, but even as they're coming in, we need maybe a small team that can develop this material, which can again be peer reviewed and then by our faculty members. And then we see how it can be designed and be made available on our website so that people who are traveling to Kenya, who are traveling from Kenya to the US, can have this material actually to assist them. And this information will just help them have a very smooth transition into the US as students and as faculty members, even for those who are coming in on green card. That is one thing. Another material that we urgently need is that we are all ambassadors. You can talk about Kenya. Many people are looking for information about Kenya and about their cultural setup. We can also come up with some just small information, whether it's a fact sheet or it's just a brochure. So these are resources that I look for that if we can work on them, then we can make them available in our portal as a resource, published in your name is there, KESID and the Embassy of Kenya Education Department. I think these are resources that will be very handy, and I really look forward for continued structured engagement, maybe that we can now schedule and see how we can continue. And for Professor Choti, I think we really look forward to come down for the conference, and I think we agreed that you continue to extend this invitation to us. I know we are going to see how we are all going to participate, and I think that is great. So otherwise, I want to say thank you so much for this particular evening, for setting aside this time so that you can offer it to the big society which we all serve. Thank you so much, and I'm a proud Kenyan, and I'm happy to associate with you. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
You? Yes.
Go ahead,
Thank you so much, Ambassador Lumbasi. We really appreciate your support. Actually, that is a conversation we've had with PS Diaspora. Rosalind. Actually, so yes, we'll definitely need to work on that. We've had that conversation because we wanted to develop a document that they can use in their office, and then we can also do that. So I totally agree with you. It's due, it's past due. We have people here, so I'm gonna volunteer. We have professors here we can start working on with that, Dr. Janet, Dr. Cheng, and Choti. We can start working on that immediately with collaboration with the students. So that is something that we've talked about, and we need to get that done immediately. Thank you, Sharon, for remembering Eric. It was actually interesting because 3 weeks ago, I was in a conference at Cal Poly Pomona on advancement. And one of the sessions we talked about crowdfunding. And the people who were presenting at that session were, one of the professors was from University of Oregon. And I actually got to thank them publicly for how they modeled that crowdfunding, and they supported our students So I thank them on behalf of the KESID. I thank them on behalf of the embassy, and they actually recorded that we had that recorded, and they sent it to the university. So yes, it's always good to give due credit. And that was actually a true example of what it means to be part of a community. You know, in the past, we've struggled with the students. Of course, we don't want any of that to happen to any student, but what this university did for Eric was amazing, because Eric was part of the community member. He was part and parcel of his institution. He was connected. So students, there's a lot of resources. Do not be in a silo, be part of the community, because, and all of us, we never know when we're gonna need each other. So the message as we go away is, takeaway message is, be part of a community, join a group, join a fellowship, get somebody, don't live in silos, connect with people, and let's stay together with the embassy, let's stay together with our community, because together we can go very far. Ambassador Lumbasi, I am in DC, so I will look for you either tomorrow or Saturday. So thank you, everyone. I saw Dr. Muchai. Dr. Muchai, are you still in Zoom? And did you want to say anything? I don't want to leave our very supportive leadership team, board members. Okay, Dr. Muchai going once?
I don't see him on.
Okay.
I think he was here.
He was here. One of our board members is also, where is Makobi? Makobi, are you still here?
Yes.
Okay, Makobi,
yeah, I'm still here.
He's one of our former leaders, and he's a board member. Yes. Do you want to say anything before we close?
Oh yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I just wanted to, and I posted on the chat kind of the question by Nancy, because I know sometimes CPT might be hard. Kind of volunteering in student clubs, which are within the university setting, and some of them, like you have a business club, or just some of them are in the line of your studies. So if you go to that, and also seek leadership positions, because there you learn a lot. And even just KESID here, just being a leader, it's in my LinkedIn, my CV, and it just shows how you're connected to your community. However, go beyond country-based. Don't just be in a club with Kenyans or Africans. Connect with other people, because at most universities, you're able to have like diverse kind of people you can work with from around the world. And then go to conferences too. That also helps with a lot of interacting. Anyway, thanks a lot. I'm Sylvester Makobi, just completed my doctorate, and I am an adjunct instructor at IU Jacob School of Music. Thank you, Professor Jerono.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Without any more questions, I think we can close. So some people like us, I need to go look for dinner.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you again, Janet. Thank you so much. My good friend Janet and I have come from so far. She's actually one of my support systems as we struggled along this journey. We've always reached out to each other and supported each other, and we continue to do that. She came here as a mother, and I came here as a mother. So we kind of went through the challenge of being a student and being a parent at the same time. And it was not easy. It was not fun. But by the grace of God, we're here today. I'll hand it over to you, Sheilah and Triza. I am done, and then we can finish. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you for taking time. Special thanks to Dr. Janet and Lumbasi for, supporting us. What did I want to say? I wanted to say, please fill the form that is in the chat. Please continue filling even after the meeting today. We keep posting it in the KESID and KESA groups. We really need the information so that we can be able to present it at KESA conference and hopefully also publish the data. So please keep filling. And I'm sorry for keeping you an extra 10 minutes. But the stories were the information was really wonderful and we didn't want to cut it out. But other than that, I say thank you, and please come again next month. We have another session next month. It's normally the 4th Thursday of the month. We will post flyers. And other than that, I want to finish with a word of prayer. Yeah, that's it. And thank you everybody for coming. So let's go ahead and pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for today, and especially for this evening or afternoon or morning, wherever people are. We want to thank you for the good section that we've had, and we ask you to continue lighting our paths, continue guiding us, and in a special way, continue giving us the knowledge on how to navigate our social wellness while we are navigating our lives. We ask you for blessings for everybody as they are going about their businesses. We ask you to bless them with the desires of their hearts. And we thank you for everything. And I pray this believing and trusting in Jesus Christ. Amen.